I remember the first time I saw him. I was lost, tormented, a prisoner in my own body. 7 demons. 7. Their voices filled my mind with darkness, their grip unshakable. I had forgotten what peace felt like. And then, he came, Yeshua. He spoke, and the demons fled. Just like that, gone. The weight I had carried for so long, lifted. And for the first time in years I was free. I followed him from that day forward. How could I not? He had given me my life back. I saw his miracles. The blind could see, the lame could walk. He spoke, and storms obeyed him. And the way he looked at people, he saw them. Not just their sin or their shame, he saw them. He saw me. When we entered Yerushalayim, it felt like everything was falling into place. People cheered, waving palm branches, shouting, Hoshana Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. I thought, this is it, the moment we've been waiting for. But he knew. He always knew, even as the people praised him. There was sorrow in his eyes. Then came the supper. I wasn't in the room, but I heard what he said. That one of his own, one of the 12, would betray him, Yehuda. It didn't seem possible. He was one of us. Later, in the garden, I saw him praying. I had never seen him like that, so burdened, so anguished. Drops of blood on his forehead. Then torches, soldiers, Yehuda, with a kiss. The next hours were a nightmare. He was taken, beaten up, mocked, silent. He stood silent before his accusers, as if he had already accepted what was to come. Pilate tried to release him, I saw it, but the crowd, the same crowd that cheered for him just days before, now shouted, "Crucify him." And so they did. I stood there, at the foot of his cross. The sky grew dark, the earth trembled, and there he was, hanging between 2 criminals. The one who healed, who loved, who forgave, dying like a thief. I wanted to scream, to stop it somehow, but all I could do was watch. His mother was there, her silent tears soaking into the dirt. Yochanan standing beside her. We held on to each other as he struggled for breath. And then, he looked at me. Even in his agony, he saw me. His voice was weak, but his words pierced my soul. Avinu selach lahem, ki lo yodim mahem osim. Then, his last breath. The earth shook. It was over. I thought I would never hear his voice again, never see his face. They buried him in a borrowed tomb. I watched as they sealed it with a massive stone, and I thought, this is the end. But on the 3rd day, I went to the tomb. The sun had barely risen. My heart was still heavy, but I just needed to be near him, even in death. But when I arrived, the stone was rolled away. His body gone. Panic gripped me. Had someone stolen him? Where was he? I ran to Shimon Kefa and Yochanan. They saw the empty tomb, but they left. I stayed. I couldn't leave. I wept, broken beyond words. And then I heard a voice behind me. Isha, Lama Bochad, why are you crying? I turned, but I didn't recognize him. I thought the gardener, maybe. Adoni. Imata nesata oto, imor liefo samto, vaesa oto. Sir, if you have taken him, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him. Then, Miriam, a long pause. She touches her heart, her voice barely above a whisper. Rabboni. Her face lights up, tears streaming down her cheeks. It was him, Yeshua, alive. I fell at his feet, overcome, reaching for him. But he said, Al tigai bi, ki adain lo aliti elavi, lechi elachai be'emor lahem. Do not hold on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Go to my brothers and tell them. And I ran, faster than I had ever run in my life. I have seen the Lord. In the days that followed, he appeared again and again, to the Uthers, to Toma, to 2 on the road to Emmaus, and then he led us to a mountain. We watched as he lifted his hands to bless us, and before our eyes, he ascended into heaven. Gone, but not gone. I know what I saw, I know what I heard, and I will never stop telling the world. He is not in the grave, he is not defeated, he is alive, and because he lives, so do we. This is my story, this is my Rabboni, and I will never stop proclaiming. Raiti HaAdon.